get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me fucked up, let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll put it on your face to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you go wish you would shut the fuck up real bad. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. I don't fucking take smoke, I'ma poke a hole through you, choking's overdue. Come at me and you won't get any older, dude. Crack your hold or two. Heating up inside of me, blood so violently. Thanks for trying me. Now it's finally time to see how this rivalry becomes a dynasty. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll put it on your face to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you go wish you would shut the fuck up real bad. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back.
Back. Well, hello, my good people. How are you doing? Hi, fuck you. I know, me too. And you know what's so good about? He's really young, and I'm not 100%, okay? I think he owns his own label company. Yeah, he must have. All his music is copyright free. Anybody can use any of his stuff. Ain't that cool? So I see it's 3 p.m. You said where you are. So weird to me. All right, this case, I reported on this when it happened. I think it was 2016. Very, very disturbing case. He just got sentenced about 6 days ago, which I'm very disgusted about this. So I got the 911 call from the nursing home. Oh, I think she's, 29 years old. She's been in a coma, or she's a vegetable since, or for 14 years. He got her pregnant more than once, they figure. What else can I say? Oh, God, it's just horrible. Let's see, I got the 911 call, body cam, his plea, his initial hearing. Okay. Use your patience with me, people. Let's see, where is it? Oh, no. All right. Okay, I'll just start with... Oh, and I found he's got a YouTube video. Yeah. Okay. So I'll just kind of quote this a little bit. Okay. because we're going to be watching like the 911 call or body cam. Okay. She was 29 years old. Severely disabled, was R, and gave birth December 2018 by the male nurse at the nursing home. Number one, what is the male nurse taking care of a female for? And he worked there since 2011. Hold on. Oh, and check this out. The hospital got closed down sometime after this. 2 patients, one maggots situation, saying a small number of larvae were found beneath a male patient's gauze bandage. Then there was another resident they found maggots on. This is in Arizona. God, it's disgusting, people. All right. Okay, let me look at this here. Okay. And thank you, everybody, for being here. Who's ever here? Where is that? Okay. No, the hospital closed down after the maggots. Crazy, huh? Okay. Well, I wonder if they could make up their mind. What is the correct info here? She resided at the facility for 26 years due to a brain disorder. She delivered a child. The staff was bewildered. I gotta ask these staff questions too. Obviously, they didn't check these people out like they should have because she had damage to her bottom, front, and back, mind you, scarring. Let's see. So one I read, it said 14 years, but this one says she's been there for 26 years. You won't believe his sentence. Almost in a vegetative state. She also was bed bound or wheelchair bound, and she had a trach-in. There is the demon that did that to her. And then it says here, okay, talks about his mugshot. Okay, the authorities shut down the Phoenix facility. The victim's family filed a $45 million lawsuit against the state of Minnesota, claiming neglect. In June 2021, $15 million was reached, $7.5 million from the state of Arizona. So he came from another country, but he ended up getting his visa or whatever, green card or whatever. He blamed it on his traumatic upbringing, depression, and drug use for his actions, people. For his action. All right, we're going to listen to the 911 call, okay? Okay.
Yes. Phoenix 911.
Oh, the baby's turning blue. Baby's turning blue.
Okay, where are you at?
We need an RT.
What is the address, ma'am?
Baby's turning blue. Baby's turning blue.
Ma'am, I need an
Hello?
address. I need an address.
I'm sorry.
Okay, and is it a house or an apartment?
No, it's a
Apartment,
facility.
what is
Okay, I'm going to get paramedics are on the line. You need to give them the address again.
You said 30?
30? What is it?
No, what's the unit number?
What's the unit number for, for, what is it? What is it? For, what's the room for?
Okay, what's the emergency?
Someone just had a baby. One of our patients just had a baby, and we had no idea she was pregnant.
Okay, is the baby
We were not
out?
prepared for that. Baby's turning blue. We need someone now.
Okay, all right, go in there with the baby, and I want you to walk this through, okay?
All right.
I'm going to be on the line with you. What's your phone number?
Shoot, I don't know what the phone number is for this. Give me 1 second. I'll find it for you. We have a respiratory over there with them too. The phone number is.
Okay, and the mom is doing okay?
We're not sure. We had no idea this patient was pregnant.
Okay, and the
This is the
respiratory
patient.
is doing.
We have respiratory here, and
Okay,
we have
are they
nurses
doing
here.
compressions? Or
Yeah,
what's going on right now?
Were we able to get the baby out? Is the baby breathing? Is the baby breathing? Baby's not breathing. Baby is blue.
Okay, so are they doing CPR?
Are they doing? Yeah, they're doing CPR on the baby.
Okay, good. Just keep going with that. And how's the mom doing?
Mom's doing well. It looks like she's doing well.
How far
Did we
along
get
is
a set
she?
of vitals? We had no idea this person was pregnant. We had no idea this patient was pregnant.
Okay, I understand. Does she know how far along she was or anything?
We have no idea. This is a complete surprise. We were not expecting this.
Okay, and the baby
Is the baby doing
responsive
better?
or no?
Is the baby responsive? No, baby's not responsive.
Okay, and they're still doing compressions, right?
They're still trying to do compressions and they're suctioning the baby.
Okay, good. You guys are doing a great job. We got help on the way, okay?
Alrighty. Thank you. Do I just hang up with you and then just go back to the
just
baby?
stay on the line.
Stay on the line?
I want to see how they're doing, okay? And I need you to give me the address.
Did we get vitals on mom? Here, let's get the vital machine. I want vitals on mom. She had a baby. Look, there's a baby right there.
Okay. They're still doing compressions on the baby, right?
Yeah, and mom's doing fine.
Okay.
Mom is doing fine. We're about to take some vitals on her, but so far she looks stable.
What is your name, ma'am?
My name is and I'm the nurse.
How old is
We
the woman?
take care of. How old is? Give me 1 second. She'll be something. I can go take a look at her chart and give you the exact. Thank you. Someone's gonna go give me the chart. Oh my goodness. How are we doing with the baby?
Is there any signs of life from the baby?
Any signs of life in the baby yet? Let me see.
And they're doing the compressions with 2 fingers in the center of the chest.
Yeah.
Okay, and then 1 finger below the nipple line.
Let's see.
And then they want to push down 1.5 inches, okay?
Are you guys still doing compressions on baby? Yeah, they got the baby on an ambu bag. Are you guys still doing? Yeah, I'm on the phone with them right now. Are you still doing compressions on the baby?
Okay.
They're not doing compressions. They have an ambu bag on the baby.
They have what on the baby?
An ambu bag?
Is it an AED or what? What are you saying is on the baby right now?
They have an ambu bag on the baby.
Okay, so are they trying to resuscitate the baby?
Are you guys still doing? Because they want you guys to still do compressions. The baby's breathing. Oh, the baby's breathing. Oh my God! Thank God.
Okay. Okay, and that's the baby in the background?
We're getting vitals on mom. I'm sorry, say that again?
That's the baby in the background?
Yeah, there's a baby in the back.
Is that
I
the
don't
baby
think the baby's
crying?
crying.
Okay, that's good. You guys did great, okay? They're on their way.
Okay, we're getting vitals from mom right now. She looks
Okay. Whew. Isn't that crazy? So, okay, hopefully I got this there. I think this happened to her when she was 12 or 14 years old. Maybe that was it. The 14-year-old. I know, right? Now listen, I used to work in the health field. These aides, did they not check out her bottom? She just had a doctor in. I'm going to find this about no, not even a year prior, to do, what is it called? They do it once a year. What do you get? A physical or whatever? Obviously, he didn't look at her either. The only thing he put in the notes, her stomach was kind of hard. She was pregnant with a baby. And it was a male nurse that did this to her. No, not a pap smear. A full body check over. I can't remember what it's called for the life of me. I'm sorry. I'm trying, but hold on. Let me go in order here. Oh, here we go. I found it. I'll read exactly what the doctor said in his notes. All right. Okay, so the doctor, let's see, how far was she? A vegetative state, gave birth about 37 weeks later. So she was a month pregnant when that doctor checked her out. He did a checkup, vegetative state. Before she gave birth, he said there was no major changes in her health. Can you imagine that? Because I think sometimes these people, they can understand, they can hear, in my opinion. Okay, they called it external exam. Doctor notes firm belly with no pelvic. Let's see. There were no notes about a pelvic exam, urine, or blood test. What? Really? That's kind of odd. That is so weird. I'm not sure. The records don't say. And you can't find any court documents about this. And nobody was allowed in the courtroom. Okay, the doctor given her physicals since 2009. Let's see. None of those. I wonder. I know. Okay. So we are going to look at his first court hearing.
Want to boost your website conversions? Meet Hotjar. It lets you see how people interact with your site.
Mr. Sutherland, may I have your full name, please?
Nathan Darcy Sutherland,
And your date of birth?
3/31/1982.
Counsel?
Morning, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
Udall Cohen for the state, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Morning, Your Honor. Dave Gregan on behalf of Mr. Sutherland.
And counsel, do you intend to represent Mr. Sutherland through the process or just for today's hearing?
Through the process at this point, Your Honor.
All right, then the court will not appoint an attorney. Mr. Sutherland, you're here on 1 count sex assault, a class 2 felony, 1 count child or vulnerable adult abuse, a class 2 felony. The court is not appointing an attorney. Your next court date will be January 30th at 8:30 in the morning in the Superior Court downtown. I do have attorneys here that wish to be heard on release conditions. I'm going to start with the state and then turn to your attorney. Counsel?
Your Honor, thank you. The state is asking for a $500,000 cash bond. The charges in this case are very serious. The defendant sexually assaulted a very vulnerable adult who had no capacity to resist, no capacity to cry out, no capacity to do anything other than be subject to what the defendant did to her. This is a crime that requires mandatory prison, and this is a case where the state will be not resolving it for anything less than mandatory prison. The state would also request that HIV and STI testing be ordered.
I'm not sure that I can order that at this stage, counsel.
Okay, I'm making that request.
All right. From counsel?
Thank you, Judge. In regards to Mr. Sutherland, Judge, he's been a resident and lived in Arizona since 1993. He is without any prior record, whether it be misdemeanor or felony. He has family here, including younger ones. There is no direct evidence that Mr. Sutherland has committed these acts. I know at this point there is DNA. Mr. Sutherland will have a right and have his own DNA expert as well. We don't know the specifics yet, but the evidence is minimum. He is without prior criminal record. He's employed. He has lived here for a sufficiently long period of time. We would ask you to set an unsecured bond, or in the alternative, a reasonable bond of $10,000 to $50,000.
Thank you. Mr. Sutherland, the court, based on everything I have reviewed and what I've heard this morning, the court is inclined, or is going to order, rather, a cash-only bond of $500,000 with electronic monitoring. If you post this bond, the bracelet will be put on your ankle prior to your release from jail. You will be on house arrest. That means that you may only leave your home during the hours approved by your pretrial officer. Additionally, if you post this bond, sir, you're not to return to the alleged scene of the crime. Do not initiate or have any physical contact with any alleged victim. Do not initiate any contact with any alleged complainant, witness, or arresting officer. Do not possess any drugs without a valid prescription. Do not possess or consume any alcohol. Don't drive a vehicle without a valid driver's license, and make sure you provide proof of your local address to the court. Anything else from the state?
No, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Counsel?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Sutherland, please step to your right so that you can sign for your...
Disgusting. There is sound. I kicked me out of my own thing. Jeez. So yeah, and he's married. He has kids. His wife divorced him. Obviously, if she didn't, to me, there's an issue. Okay, let me see here. You won't believe how much time he got. All right. Okay. Let me show you his prison. And you're going to find out how much time he got. Oh, and the baby was a boy. Okay. And the baby is with her family. And the baby has injuries. I'm not 100% what they are, but he's disabled too. Okay, here's his inmate details, and he's only in a low, medium custody. His mission was 2021. What? Maybe they had him in there right away. Wait a minute. Hold on. I said something wrong here. I'll correct it. Prison release date 2029. Yeah, 2029. What do you think about that? So he had 3 charges. I want to know who gave him this light sentence. When this is a handicapped person, disabled, and especially her state of mind, like, almost comatose, that's horrible. That should have been life. 2029, yes. His release date, not a what's the word? Not a parole hearing or whatever. That is the longest time he has to spend. Yes. Okay. Okay, we got that to look at. That. All right. So let's look at the one YouTube video I found of him. He's a Christian too.
Hey, what's going on with y'all, man? This is Nate from SLS.
This is Miss T from SLS.
That's right. We're Sleepless Soldiers. We're one of the groups that are actually in Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona area. We are from Haiti. So tomorrow, the 30th of January, 2010, Hip Hop for Haiti. Come and support it. That's Hip Hop, the number 4, Haiti. Come and support and bring any donations, clothes.
You know what? Monetary gifts right now is probably the best thing. Yes, I understand, monetary, maybe you don't have as much of that, but if you have clothes, if you have socks, if you have baby food, if you have a tent, if you have anything, your necessities for life, your toothbrushes, anything like that, it is in desperate need over there. Blankets, jackets, just anything. Monetary gifts are also good because of shipping everything out there, bringing it out there. They need the funds to be able to do that. So if anything that you have, even if it's $1 to $10,000, you've got one item, you got 20 items plus. Bring it, come on down and enjoy the hip hop for Haiti.
All right.
All right.
All right. We love you guys. It's from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. tomorrow. It's nationwide. It's nationwide. 32 other cities in the U.S. is doing this. So let's make a stand. Let's support Haiti. Let's rebuild it.
All right.
Help them to rise from the ashes.
From 12 p.m. to 5. Peace.
Got my wings clear, feet fitted, new kicks. Yeah. Got my.
What do you think about that? Okay. Let me find that video he sent. Hold on. So he's a Christian. Let me see here. Christians don't do that. That ain't the video. Hold on. Here we go. Let's watch this. Hold on. Got it. I don't know, man. So came here from Haiti, got his green card or whatever, and then I'm not 100% when he came here, actually. He went to schooling to become a nurse. Says he's a God chaser.
I preach the gospel to the world. I ain't afraid to say it. Daddy doing that being like daddy on bluff, just like my daddy was. In the name of Jesus. That's the true known fact. So if you're right for the thing, you'll be knowing your path.
Okay, hold on. Here he is.
Hey, what's going on with y'all, man? Hey, this is Nate from SLS, yo. We're down here on 13th Ave in Cocoa Pop, man. Hey, there's bonkers down here. Y'all missing it. Y'all need to get connected, all right? Go to slstv.tv or blackplanet.com/NateFT, all right? Anyways, this will be my first time on stage without T and stuff. Hopefully, y'all, you'll see what's up. We miss y'all. Y'all need to be here, man. Y'all need to be here.
Sorry, you guys. I know that's loud. Hold on.
You trust to help me to spend my cash. You took me to a heart. Let's animal. So you hate me, you hit me. Through some beer bottles that full of 12 and shake on. Still tell the lies on me. Hate me, and you love me, and you hate me again. I never hit you or beat you, girl. I was your best friend. You telling nothing but lies. All you issues I couldn't solve them. The police had the nerve to say I had all the problems because you crazy. You killing me. As a matter of fact, you want me to kill me. Cause I blade through my chest, cause I pull it through my flesh.
Okay, that's enough of that.
I'm telling you.
That's enough of that. Okay, let's watch his. He pled guilty. He didn't have a trial. Here's when he pleaded guilty.
Dorcius Sutherland, CR 2019-103725-001 for the state. Please announce.
Good morning, Your Honor. You got someone for the state?
Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor. Edward Molina representing Mr. Nathan Sutherland, who's present in custody, standing right here to my left.
Okay, thank you. And I apologize if I mispronounced your middle name. All right. So I understand we want to proceed with a change of plea today. Is that right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Is there anything we need to discuss prior to proceeding with that?
No, Your Honor.
Is that the state's position also that we're?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So I'm actually going to remove my mask because I got to ask you a bunch of questions and give you a lot of information. I want to make sure you hear me clearly. So tell me your name and date of birth.
Nathan Sutherland, March 31st, 1982.
And within the past 24 hours, have you had any medication, alcohol, drugs?
No.
Do you read and understand English?
Yes.
What's the highest level of education you completed?
Some college.
Okay. And do you have a copy there on the podium with you of the plea agreement that you just, or that's been signed by you, your agreement with the state?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Looking on the first page, and I have some drawing on mine just to help me see stuff, but looking on the first page in that box, you see your name there. Is it spelled correctly?
Yes.
And underneath that, there's a DOB, date of birth. Is that your correct date of birth?
Yes.
As I flip through the pages, down the left-hand column, I see the initials NS next to each new numbered paragraph. Are those your initials?
Yes.
Did you write those initials?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes.
All right, and then on the last page, page 6, before the addendum, there's near the top is your printed name with a signature above it. Is that your signature?
Yes.
All right, do those initials and that signature indicate that you went through this plea agreement with your lawyer?
Yes.
Did your lawyer answer all your questions about this plea agreement?
Yes.
You feel you understand what's in there?
Yes.
Okay. Even though you say you understand everything, I do need to go through some of the provisions in there with you. First of all, looking on the first page, it appears to me that you're agreeing to plead guilty to count 1 as amended sexual assault committed on February 1, 2018 through and including April 30th, 2018, as to victim A with the date of birth of April 30th, 1989, and that this is a dangerous and non-repetitive offense under the criminal code. In addition, it indicate, I'm sorry.
Non-dangerous, Your Honor, sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. So this is to correct that. The plea agreement states that this is a non-dangerous, non-repetitive offense under the criminal code. And that you're also agreeing to plead guilty to count 2 as amended, vulnerable adult abuse, a class 4 felony committed on February 1, 2018 through and including December 29, 2018, also as to victim A, also a non-dangerous, non-repetitive offense under the criminal code. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And then on the second page, that first paragraph says 1, count 1, it has your initials next to it. What this paragraph sets forward is the potential penalties that you could be sentenced to for pleading guilty to these offenses. You could be sentenced to the Department of Corrections for count 1, between 5 1/4 through 14 years, depending on aggravating and mitigating factors. So that's as to count 1. And as to count 2, you could be placed on, let's get the right one. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's see. A range between 2 1/2 through 3 1/4 years for count 2. So count 1 and count 2. As to count 2, there is also probation available potentially, but not as to count 1. In addition to time in prison, if you're sentenced to the Department of Corrections, you must serve a term of community supervision equal to 1 day for every 7 years of your sentence. If you violate community supervision, you can be sent back to prison for the remainder of your term. You also could be required to pay up to $150,000 fine plus surcharges, as well as pay restitution to any victims of your crime. You're also required to submit to a DNA testing for law enforcement purposes.
And Your Honor, for the credited time, it's 1 day for every 7 days, correct? Just wanted to make sure.
Sorry,
Okay.
if I'm going to say something different than
It
that.
says 7 years, incidentally.
Yeah, not that great a deal. Okay. So then that's paragraph 1 of your agreement that sets out things, including the requirement that you're charged a $50 assessment regarding address confidentiality. Let me just quickly, as to count 1, you're required to register as a sex offender under that crime and pay a $500 assessment fee for forensic expenses or medical expenses. Under count 2, there's the additional requirement that you be on lifetime probation. I'm sorry. The plea agreement's organized a little differently than I'm used to, so let me just make sure I'm reading this correctly. Yes, count 2 for that crime, potential penalty is to be registered as a sex offender. So now we're going to look at paragraph 2, which sets out what your penalties you're agreeing to in this plea agreement. And so I'm reading right from it. It says that the parties agree. As to count one, defendant shall be sentenced to a term in DOC prison between 5 1/4 and 10 years. As to count two, defendant shall be placed on lifetime probation and be subject to sex offender terms. As to both counts, defendant shall have no contact with the victim and not return to the scene of the crime. Do you see that's set forth in your
Yes.
agreement?
Yeah.
As part of the states making this agreement, one of the reasons they have is based on your promises that are set forth at the top of page 4. It's in bold. Promises that are avowals that you're swearing that you have no prior felony convictions in any jurisdiction under any name, that you are not on felony release, probation, parole, or community supervision at the time of the offense, that you have had no other pending felony matters in any jurisdiction under any name, that you did not then and you do not now, and that you have no other convictions, misdemeanor, or felony for a sex-related offense. Is that all true?
That's true.
Okay. So I reviewed the potential penalties, the penalties you're agreeing with, and the state's, the promises you made that the state is relying upon. Is that your understanding of this plea agreement?
Yeah.
Did anyone promise you anything other than what I just went over in order to get you to plead guilty?
No.
Did anyone threaten you in any way to get you to plead guilty today?
No.
Has anyone forced you in any way to plead today?
No.
So I'm going to read the counts and ask you how you plead specifically to those. So here it is. So as to count one, as amended, sexual assault.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yeah.
I don't know why it says that, but neither count is amended. They're the actual counts.
Oh, okay. So do we have an original that we can fix?
I think the court has the original. We can just
Oh,
strike as
he has the
amended.
original. So he will, I have a copy of the original, so don't worry, I'm looking at the actual document, but yeah, let's fix that. Thank you.
Did the court want it initial where it's struck, Your Honor?
Yeah, why don't the state and defendant initial that?
Sorry about that.
It's not
No, I
amended.
appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Just the
Let's
normal
get it
count.
right.
When it's amended, that means that the charges are modified and they're not. So if you can squeeze next to it. Yeah, that's fine.
And so to be clear here, initially I asked you if you're agreeing to plead guilty to these counts, and I stated that they were amended. But what we've just corrected here is that the counts have not been amended. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
But the potential penalties and the penalties you're agreeing to remain the same in the agreement. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So then I'm going to ask you how you plead on them specifically. So count one, sexual assault committed on February 1, 2018 through and including April 30th, 2018 regarding victim A. Do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And count two, vulnerable adult abuse, a class 4 felony committed on February 1, 2018 through and including December 29, 2018 as to victim A. Do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Okay. So you're aware, if the court disagrees with the agreements made between you and the state, the court can reject the plea and at sentencing, reject it. And if that happens, though, you and or the state can then back out of the agreement. You can back out of your plea of guilty, and the state can proceed, and you can proceed to trial as you see fit or make another agreement. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Okay. So defendant was not on probation or community supervision at the time of the commission of these crimes?
Correct. He has no prior criminal convictions whatsoever, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to read you something that may or may not apply to you, but by law I'm required to read it to you. If you are not a citizen of the United States, pleading guilty or no contest to a crime may affect your immigration status. Admitting guilt may result in deportation, even if the charge is later dismissed. Your plea or admission of guilt could result in your deportation or removal, could prevent you from ever being able to get legal status in the United States, or could prevent you from becoming a United States citizen. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, before we do factual basis, I just recognize it. I'm not sure if we touched on the waiver of the appellate rights and post-conviction relief and the alternative.
Yeah, I'm still getting to that. Oh, wait, yeah. Yeah, I'm still getting to the rights he's giving up.
Okay.
Okay. But do you, that's what I was about to talk about. Another thing is, once your plea is accepted by the court, you can withdraw only if you're able to prove manifest injustice, which is a very hard thing to prove. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and since you're proposing to plead guilty today instead of going to trial, I do need to read you or let you know of the rights you're giving up by doing that. You're giving up the right to remain silent at trial, the right to refuse to testify at trial, the right to have a jury determine guilt, innocence, or other aggravating factors, or any aggravating factors, the right to confront and cross-examine the witnesses who testify against you, the right to present evidence in your own defense, the right to testify, the right to file a direct appeal, and the presumption of innocence. Are you willing to give up these trial rights in order to go forward with the plea?
Yes.
I do want to note that when you plead, you do retain the right to seek post-conviction relief. So we're going to be setting a sentencing date. Once we have that sentencing, you have 90 days to file a petition for post-conviction relief. If you don't do it in 90 days, you waive that ability to do that. All right. So now I am going to turn to your lawyer to state the factual basis. We do have, anyway, why don't you go ahead and tell me how you want to proceed on that.
Yes, Your Honor. As to count one, Honor, between February 1, 18 and April 30th of 2018, Mr. Sutherland did knowingly engage in sexual intercourse with the victim in this matter. There was no consent. That occurred in Maricopa County within the jurisdiction of this court. As to count two, Honor, between the same dates, Mr. Sutherland, who was a nurse for the victim, who's a vulnerable adult, did cause her health to be endangered as she did become pregnant and she did not receive any medical treatment during the pregnancy. That also occurred within Maricopa County.
Okay, thank you. Does the state have any additions or clarifications you want to make as to factual basis?
No, Your Honor, and I would just want to emphasize that this plea was fully briefed with the victim's family, and they are in full support of this plea as a resolution to this matter.
Great, thank you. All right, so you heard what your lawyer said about what happened. Is that true?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so based on your answers to my questions and the presentation of your lawyer, I do find the defendant's plea is knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily made, and there's a factual basis for it. So the plea is accepted and entered of record. I'll be ordering a pre-sentence report that gets written up and provided to the court before sentencing, give more information to the court before I make a sentence. Counsel, do you want to be present for the interview?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Then we will now be setting a date for sentencing. It'll be about 30 days from now, so that we can get that report prepared.
And Your Honor, we're seeking to set a mitigation hearing, so we're asking to set it out 60 days.
Okay.
If the court would like, we could do a status conference in 30 so that the court is aware of whether or not the parties will be prepared within 60 days.
Okay. Your position on that?
That's fine, Your Honor. And by setting a status conference in 30 days, that'll get the probation office to get the report out.
Okay, so you guys are proposing 30-day status conference, 60-day sentencing. Is that
Correct.
right? Okay, let's do that.
Status conference October 4th at 10 a.m.
Works for defense.
That's good with the state, Your Honor.
Okay.
And would that be okay if it's virtual?
Well,
Since it's just a status conference.
Yeah, I'm going to require that Ms. Molina be here because his client will be here in person. You can appear virtually.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
And Your Honor, we'll just ask to waive Mr. Sutherland's presence for the status conference. And then that way we could make it very brief.
All right, then since defense counsel waives defendant's presence at the status conference, it can be virtual, both lawyers appearing virtually. All right. And that's October 4th at 10 a.m. for the status conference. And then for the sentencing, and should we set that, how do you expect?
Probably an hour for defense, so I think we'll need at least a 2-hour setting, Your Honor.
Okay, So we'll set it on a Friday or afternoon, so 2 hours.
We could maybe comfortable at 10:15 on a weekday for Friday.
How about 1:30? Do we have a 1:30 open that day?
We could do 1:30, this, November 4th, a Thursday at 1:30.
Okay, so November 4th, that's a Thursday at 1:30. Does that work for both council?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. All right, I think that's everything we need to do today. Thank you very much, council, and we will see you in a couple months.
Thank you.
All right, take care.
Okay, sorry about that. That's putting me on mute, but everything else is ready. Okay, I get it. The family don't want to deal with, court. I get that. But why didn't that judge sentence him to the max? Because that's in with the law. It's gonna get out in 2029. Crazy. Okay, what else did I want to show you? Let's see here. So yeah, that place got shut down. Her baby. Okay, she's been in that nursing home since she was 3 years old. Hold on. I know, right?
To raping and impregnating an incapacitated woman at Hacienda Healthcare has been sentenced.
Nathan Sutherland has been given a 10-year prison sentence, lifelong probation, and will have to register as a sex offender.
Team 12's Colleen Sikora was in the courtroom and joins us live from outside Maricopa County Superior Court.
And Colleen, this is such a disturbing case.
Sutherland himself spoke in court today before he was sentenced, saying he didn't know he was capable of such evil acts, apologizing to his victim, her family, and the child born in 2018. It's been nearly 3 years.
One of our patients just had a baby and we had no idea she was pregnant.
Since an incapacitated woman gave birth at Hacienda Healthcare. Now the former night nurse is sentenced for raping and impregnating the 29-year-old patient. Nathan Sutherland taking a plea deal earlier this year.
Do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Admitting to sexual assault and vulnerable adult abuse in court.
Victim's parents respectfully request that the maximum possible sentence be imposed.
The attorney for the victim's family requesting a 10-year sentence, the most allowed under the plea agreement.
The judgment and sentence of the court, defendant be in prison in Arizona Department of Corrections for the aggravated term of 10 years.
The judge did give Sutherland credit for the more than 2.5 years he spent in jail. In addition to the prison sentence, he'll face lifelong probation and must register as a sex offender. Sutherland told the judge he had a difficult childhood that eventually led to him taking the actions he did and apologized to his victim.
I'm sorry. You didn't deserve to be hurt. No matter what was going on in my personal life and the demons I was fighting.
Documents reveal a series of missteps at Hacienda Healthcare, including that providers did not follow requests that the victim only have female caregivers, meaning Sutherland should never have been alone with her in the first place.
She had a baby.
Documents also show dozens of signs were missed that the woman was pregnant by 2 different doctors. Over these last 3 years, the family reaching millions in settlements, including with the state and the doctors involved. Now Sutherland sentencing another piece of closure. In a statement to 12 News, the CEO of
Sicking. Yep. So, like I said, they won the lawsuit, obviously. Okay, let's see what it says. To settle agreement and release. Hold on here. How, you know what? I wonder what shift he worked. How could he do that? She was bedridden. Hold on. So they got over 10,000 from the hospital. Um, $7 million. They're never going to get that. That's a lot of money. So monthly installments would be 15,000. Jesus, look at all this. I'm not going to read all that. Eck. Okay, and that's much it. I was pretty kind of organized with it. But they kept it pretty quiet and private. Wouldn't you wonder how he was able to do that? That's why I'm thinking he worked overnight shift. Because that's just mainly one nurse and a couple aides. And it was only 16 or 60 bed facility. That's small to me. The facility. I know, right? Okay, I want to make you smile. I want you to see me and Nala. My sweet girl Nala. Hold on. Ooh. Almost kicked myself out again. You here? Looky here, people. Look it. It's my sweet little girl Nala. Oh, yeah, sweet girl. Say hi to the people. Say hi to the people. Give me kisses. Looky here. Looky here. Here's my sweet girl Nala. Look it. It's my sweet little. There's another one. There's my sweet girl Nala. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Who is it? Who's here? get him. Say hi, Nala. Say hi. Isn't Nala just a sweet little girl? She's been helping me with my depression because I really don't talk about, what's going on. But yeah, it's been kind of tough lately. And like I said, my computer's messed up. So I haven't been able to make regular videos because it's not letting me download stuff from my phone and crap like that. What are you going to do today? Since it's 3 p.m. where you are. Actually, what, 4 o'clock now? Oh, thank you. Then I suffer from agoraphobia, an anxiety disorder, and oh my god, it's awful, you guys. Where the heck is everybody? I see how it is, people. Nah, I'm just kidding. I tried to do a skit of Betty, but it didn't turn out for me. No, you didn't scare nobody off. I wonder who else is on. Let's see. Did you watch Nick's live where he went to where the 5-foot assassin, where he was found underneath the log? I see why. You can't even walk in that forest. My God, it's crazy how it was. You got to be by the creek. They gotta not have prisons like that. Um, where I live, my state, they got concrete walls that are almost as high as the tower. You ain't getting out of there. But every state's different. We even got one that's underneath ground. Then one looks like a castle. I've been to many, sadly. The only one, oh God, I almost gave up the names and people know where I live. Except for 2. So in my state, I've been to every prison. Not me doing time, me visiting. God, I would never want to go to prison. I wouldn't make it. Oh, your prison closed a long time ago. Ouch. All right, well, this is going to be it for now. I'm going to let you go. And thank you, Far, for always being here for me. I appreciate it. I got to figure out a different route for my channel here because I don't think I want to do this anymore. Yeah. One thing I will continue doing, though, my Missouri Mondays and another state I want to cover, 2 states, Georgia and Pennsylvania. But I think that's it. I don't know. I really got to think about it. I mean, I don't know. It's a long story. All right. Talk to you later.